it's the Marvelous Action Figures show, and I'm Paul. And today, G.I. Joe Cobra Eels are here. I've been super excited for this figure. In fact, I may have slightly overhyped myself a little bit because here are the Cobra Eels. But as some of you, if you watched other people's YouTube videos or any reviews of these or had a look on Instagram, there are a couple of quality control issues I've got a few beasts about. But let's start with the positives. This is a gorgeous looking figure. Absolutely love the design of the Cobra Eels. Always been a favourite of mine. Oh, look, that's fallen down. There's one quality control issue. So I really like the look of the Cobra Eels. Always love the classic design of them. And this figure is good overall. I do have a lot of love for this figure overall. Let's go through some of the little minor gripes though, and we'll deal with accessories in a moment. But in terms of articulation on it, now I've seen ones arrive in the box with the arms missing. I've seen ones, my friend Jay has got a couple, and one of his has got a loose leg and one of his has got a tight leg. So I have two eels. This one here is quite tight and quite, you can probably just hear that squeaky plastic. Now I have warmed that up already, but that's quite good, quite tight up on the shoulders. So arms up to here. Double elbow bend is quite decent. And back down, same with the other arm, quite tight. The movement is quite stiff on those. I have warmed these up already, but that is quite good, so there's okay. But there's a quite big gap up on the shoulders of the costume, which I know is, you know, that's his sort of tunic on it. But it is a little bit, it does look a little bit large. It does then make his neck look a little bit large as well. The head movement is good. Full range of articulation on that, and looking down is really good. This one has super stiff legs. So this leg, the right leg, this moves well. This is okay. So it has a good, really good double knee bend on it. That's fine. And the ankle hinge is good. Okay. But this one, this was almost, I thought, you can almost see on here, I thought this was almost sealed, first of all. And that's a pun on a water-based creature, not an eel, a seal. Forget I just said that. That's rubbish. So it's a really, and you can see I'm really struggling there. And there you go. Look, and I'm really struggling to get that bent back. That is super tight. That has been heated any number of times, and that is a real difficulty on this one. Yeah, I have nothing similar to that on my second eel at all. And then here's one of the annoying things as well. What I will do is I will accessorize this bad boy up first of all though, and then we'll talk about that. So let's get the accessories on him right now. Right, so I have switched over to eel 2 now, and here he is. I mean, the kit is great. I mean, as a look visually, I think these figures are really cool, and I'm so looking forward to getting them into the collection with the rest of the squad. So you've got, look at that knife holster again. It just slips down all the time. So the knife slips in very easily, so that's okay. It sits back in there like so. But that just really irritates me how loose it is. I will probably glue that in place because it just annoys me that it slips down all the time. I know you can take it off if you wanted to, but why would you? Because that's where he holds his knife. So I'm probably going to glue those on. The flippers go on very easy, so as you can see, they just lift off at the back and slide off. They're marked left and right for people like me that can't work them out. And there you go. So they slide on very easy. The harpoon gun, now that is Torpedo's gun that we've had a release earlier. It's not actually as gummy as Torpedo's one. It's not the best, but it feels a little bit more solid. It's still rubbish, by the way. They're still really rubbish. If you can kit these up with some customizers or some, you know, third-party providers, some 3D printed stuff, then I would do that, because they're not the best. They do sort of have a little sort of gummy wobble to them. Again, they sit in the hand, quite annoying, much like Torpedo as well. But they've got the arm connected as well. The backpack is very cool, and again, it plugs on exactly the same as torpedoes. You see, so I can lift that off there. They plug in exactly the same as torpedoes. I do like the eel design on the back of the backpack there. I tried, there's two, you can just see on there, there's two small holes there on the back of the backpack. Now I tried to fit, these are Black Widow's weapon blaster effects. I tried to fit those in, but they don't. The hole is just too small. So I don't think it was designed for that sort of effect. But I am going to open those holes up probably. And you might see it in some shots later where I've done that. Because I think that looked quite cool underwater on the backpack. Now, the thing that annoys me the most actually is I love the helmet design. I think it's really cool. But I don't like the fact that you can still see so much of his black head mask, balaclava, underneath it. I would have liked more of that grey. It just doesn't look, I don't know, something about it just doesn't set it off completely right to me. It's a small grumble, and of course I'm going to be setting these up with some underwater effects on them, so they're going to look very different. And and it comes off reasonably okay as well if you sort of just hold the bottom of the chin, and then you can maneuver that off the helmet. I'm just gonna, there we go, just unplug the back of the breathing apparatus, so it does come off. Now in time, see, it's a bit of a, I've warmed these up as well. I mean, it's super snug. That is what you want. You do want super snug on there, but I think you'll need to make a decision. How many times will you do that before you start to get a paint scrape effect? Now, if you're going to permanently display them with the helmet on, then that's fine. And again, let's just snug fit that back in, just tuck that back over. There we go. If you're going to keep them displayed like this, which I probably will, then it's no problem. But if you're one of those people that bought like 11,000 of these, then you might have variants up on the shelf, and then it's all which way round do you want to do it. I've covered a lot of the articulation already. There is a really good ab crunch on it, which I like. Very good. Going back is a bit tricky, obviously, because you've got the backpack on, but you can get a good range when you go back. And you still got really good head motion range on the eel when he's helmeted up. So I am pleased with the eels. Overall, I am pleased with them. I mean, they look fantastic. They're going to look so cool. I'm going to scale them up in a minute with some other Joes to give an idea. They do look cool. But some of those quality control issues are just a little bit frustrating for me. Then they might not be as frustrating for you, but they're just a little bit frustrating for me. So now what I will do, as I say, is let's scale them up with some other figures. Right, here they are against Torpedo. He's got a little bit of a height gain on them. But again, that's going to look great. And I mean, they are, I think people said they thought they're a bit too thin eels, but actually when you put them up against Torpedo, he's very thin, he's very lean. I mean, he's a swimmer, he would be. And they're swimmers as well, but they're obviously like a few more cream cakes and custard biscuits than he does. So Torpedo's a little bit thinner than them, but that's good. So that's going to scale up quite nicely. So they're going to look great for some underwater scenes. Right, here I've got him against Serpentor and Cobra Commander. Now I've had to actually zoom the camera out a little bit to get him up against Serpentor, because you'd expect, because he's a big old chunky unit. But again, works very well. Cobra Commander has a slight height advantage on there for when he's shouting at him and giving him his orders. Serpentor is just a big super Joe as well. So again, that looks quite well, works really good. Here he is up against a squad of Vipers. They look really well. I mean, I love these Vipers so much. I think colour scheme wise, these are possibly now up there with the Crimson Guard. The eel has possibly taken over as my favourite, although I love the Cobra officer and trooper and infantry. I love them all. Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. But I think they work really well. Good scale on those. That's a good squad together. Right, let's give him a bit of scale against a bigger Joe in Roadblock and against the OG Snake Eyes as well. That works quite well. Again, really cool look to it. I just love the eel, just love the way he looks, and he does scale up really cool against all the other Joe figures. Okay, that's it for today. here's the 2 eels. I do like them. Grumbles aside, once you get them going, if you're going to put them on the shelf, they'll look excellent. If you're going to pose them around, then warm them up first of all. They'll be absolutely fine. So some grumbles. I probably overhyped myself a little bit, but overall, I am pleased with these 2 figures. Very glad to have them in the collection already. But what do you think? Let me know. Have you got any QC issues with your eels? Are they fine? Do you love them? Let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Of course, like and subscribe. Thanks very much. There's loads of other videos you can watch on my channel, although they might be called Mighty Marvel Show, but now these are marvelous action figures, and these pretty much are marvelous action figures. So I'll leave you with some action shots of these bad boys to see how they pose up, and I'll see you again on another video. Bye for now.